Money for jobs and education.
Not for war and deportation.
Not for war and deportation.
Money for jobs and education.
Money for jobs and education.
Not for war and deportation.
Not for war and deportation.
Money for jobs and education.
Money for jobs and education.
Not for war and deportation.
Not for war and deportation.
Thank you, keep it up, let's go!
We want justice, we want peace.
We want justice, we want peace.
U.S. out of the Middle East.
U.S. out of the Middle East.
We want justice, we want peace.
We want justice, we want peace.
U.S. out of the Middle East.
U.S. out of the Middle East.
One people's needs.
One people's needs.
Not the war machine.
Not the war machine.
One people's needs.
One people's needs.
Not the war machine.
Not the war machine.
The biggest threat in the world today.
Biggest threat in the world today.
Donald Trump in the USA.
Donald Trump in the USA.
The biggest threat in the world today.
Biggest threat in the world today.
Donald Trump in the USA.
Donald Trump in the USA.
No war on Iran.
No war on Iran.
No war on Iran.
No war on Iran.
No war on
No war on Iran.
Iran. No war on Iran.
No war on Iran.
Thank you so much for bringing it here today, folks. We are here to stand up against U.S. aggression in Iran. We have done illegal acts of war in a country across the world, and we all know why, right? For the resources, for the war machine to profiteer off of a war that we all know we don't want to fight. So we're here to stand up. We're standing up for cities across the nation doing the same thing to show Donald Trump, the freedom left, so right.
You are with Carl Lemon?
Nope.
Right?
I'm just a little YouTuber.
I love that hat of yours.
Oh, thank you. I do too.
Yes.
The place I got it doesn't have one anymore.
So we say, no war on Iran!
No war on Iran.
No war on Iran!
No war on Iran.
No war on Iran!
No war on Iran.
Thank you so much. We got a speaker list in the program for you here.
Trying to get on
Thanks, boys.
TikTok side.
How you doing?
Good.
Good. He was just wondering what press outfit you were in.
I'm just a tiny YouTuber.
Oh, you're a tiny YouTuber. Oh, okay. Can you tell me what your channel is? Or you want to give that for
Yeah, no, that's okay.
Uh-huh.
Okay. It's easiest to Google Pastafarian Dan.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Hey, it's good to see you again. I saw you at the DSA meeting. Yeah.
Which one was it?
The one, the conference where you got up on the chair and.
Oh yeah, I did a demonstration.
Good to see you. Anyways,
He's with me.
yeah,
Pastafarian Dan.
Okay.
But
Oh, are you a
my youth,
pastafarian?
yes,
I'm a pastafarian.
ramen.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay,
And-
Pastafarian sympathizer.
And then when you look at the channel name itself, though, is Boomer Dan with 3 O's.
Okay. All right. Cool. It was good talking to you.
All right.
But I didn't expect it to be this stupid. Like, you look at the justification that this administration is giving to this, and I've been listening to I've been watching interviews with Ed B. Texan, I've been watching interviews with Marco Rubio, I've been watching interviews with Donald Trump, and it's like nobody has fill up. The average price of a quarter a gallon of unleaded gasoline is about $3.39, and to expect that to go up, you think that that's going to go down? And you know what the administration is saying? They're saying, oh yeah, once we steal the oil from Iran, then basically the gas prices are going to go down. Here's a news flash. They're not getting the oil. They're not getting the oil. It's like, did anybody in this administration just go to the Wikipedia page of Persia and look at how many battles this country has fought for 3,000 years and thought, maybe we shouldn't do this. Maybe they have no plan. You know, this country has fought so many battles throughout history. You know, it fought Genghis Khan. It fought Alexander the Great. What makes you think that the FT coalition of Donald Trump and Benjamin Netanyahu is going to win this war? They say that the bomb that they dropped on Iran is going to get the Iranian people to rise up against this government. But all that's doing is uniting people and rallying behind the flag behind this government. Because let me tell you something. When you fight a war, when you spent thousands of years fighting wars, as you were the first, the Persians established the first empire in human history. And then it was one of the world's oldest civilizations. When you spend all this time fighting all of these different wars across history, you learn exactly how to win a war. And I'll tell you how to win a war. The way in which you win a war is united you stand, divided you fall. So basically, throughout history, we've learned to unite behind the flag, even if we have disagreements with the government, even if we don't fit. Do you think that assassinating the leader of Iran, the former leader, Sayyid Ali Khamenei, is going to end the Islamic Republic? No! All it's going to do is make it stronger. So this is how stupid. And do you think that anybody in this administration knows any of this? Yeah, they're fucking stupid. So yeah, that's why I say this is probably the stupidest war that the U.S. has waged yet. When? And that's saying a lot, because the U.S. has waged many stupid wars post-World War II, almost every single one of them. And another thing, basically there's talks about a ground invasion, and I've been following this news very closely. People are going to say, oh, the Kurds in Iraq, we're going to try to arm them and make sure that they do a ground invasion, but then they're basically saying, well, we don't trust you guys because you guys have stabbed us in the back before, so we're not going to, even though we want to go in. So basically, I've been following tensions between Azerbaijan and Iran right now, which Azerbaijan is the northern neighbor of Iran. It's very close to Turkey, it's right there in the Caucasus. And there's tensions rising up, and people are anticipating that maybe Azerbaijan is going to get involved. Well, why would Azerbaijan want to get involved? Well, it makes sense when you realize that there are a lot of ethnic tensions in that region between, Azeris and the Turkic population of Iran, which is probably like tens of millions living in northern Iran, right? And ultimately, the playing off ethnic tensions is the next strategy. They did this in Syria. They played off the ethnic and religious tensions in Syria, and what happened? They carved it out. They want to play the same game to Iran. This is the U.S. grand imperial strategy in this country. But ultimately, it's always going to fail. I guess I will leave it at that. And also one more thing. I haven't been able, nobody's been able to contact family in the country really. Very few. Very rare. So I've gotten a couple messages from our family. Everybody seems to be okay, but the bombs are dropping non-stop on their cities. And they're in such close proximity to the bombing that they're hitting areas, and then it's basically on the same block, and their houses are shaking because they feel the effect of the ricochets of the bombs that are being dropped. And the most recent thing is they're not just bombing schools, they're not just bombing, government buildings, they're not just taking out Islamic Republic like military personnel and government officials. They're bombing airports like Nandrabad Airport. They're bombing critical oil infrastructure. So they're bombing everything at this point in a last-ditch effort to win this. But Donald Trump knows, and Benjamin Netanyahu know they're never going to win this. So they're going to drag this out. And they said, remember what they said? They said, this is a 4-week operation. Then they said, this is an 8-week operation. Now they're saying this is going to take us all the way out to September. So yeah, thank you all for being out here, and thank you all for allowing me to speak. Hands up.
Thank you, Nadine, for that wonderful speech. Our government's budget for war is over $1 trillion, folks. Over $1 trillion. We need that money to fund benefits for our own people. We've lost SNAP, we've lost Medicaid. We need affordable health care, affordable housing. We need a government that serves the people. The fight for peace abroad and for justice here for working class families in the U.S. is one and the same. I'm going to say money for, and then you're going to say not for. Okay? So money for jobs. Not for war. Money for jobs. Not for war. Money for schools. Not for war. Money for schools. Not for war. Money for healthcare. Not for war. Money for healthcare. Not for war. Money for housing. Not for war. Money for housing. Not for war. That's right, folks. Thank you. Next up, we have Monique. Monique is a co-founder of the Black Lives Matter movement in Minnesota and one of the Righteous 39 from the city's church protest. Let's welcome Monique.
It might have been just like a ESL specific. I don't think that would have been.
Hey everybody, thank you. And thank you all for
what got you
having me here
interested
today
in, like,
because
DSA?
I'm not an expert on war, but I feel like I'm an expert on BS, right? So I can call it BS when I see it, right? We've got a war that was started without congressional oversight, a war that's not approved by the majority of people in America. And we know what war looks like because we just had what, an ICE occupation here that really hasn't ended yet. So if it's not war overseas, we've already had war on the people that live here. Not talking about just citizens, but a war on just the people who live here because we know that no human is illegal.
This is PSL stuff.
So the money that is spent on war here and abroad is absolutely ridiculous. While we have people who are starving,
This is the
people who have lost their jobs, people who are unhoused,
Because I know we do
people
have a
who
national
can't
one as well,
afford to
but
continue the
no
education
one
that
has
they
like
want. But somehow we can continue
so, like, we
to
post
fund
our
wars overseas and
We have other
really
events too where we
fight
do, like,
Israel's wars on their behalf. Shame, absolutely shame.
I was unsure.
United States used to surround their own front door before they go meddling in other places abroad. America has too many problems. It's too damn hypocritical to try and say what should be happening in another country. Well, America took out, along with Israel, the entire leadership in Iraq, the entire leadership, unstabilizing the country. No one to negotiate with. And now, what is the president trying to do? Oh, okay, I'm going to go meet the fallen soldiers, but it's okay, there's going to be casualties. No, it shouldn't be casualties because all the lives should be valued, whether they're standing here or they're standing overseas on behalf of America in the military. This is unnecessary. Their lives should not have been taken. And the president and everybody, Pete Hegseth, they need to be held accountable. This is what happens when you put a bad talk show host in the position where he is controlling our national security. What else would we expect? Right? Someone who is not qualified, just like our president, Donald Trump, not qualified to be in the position that he is in. So we have a bunch of ignorant people who are unqualified, literally running our country. And now it's up to us, the people. So what do we have to do? Like you all did here today, we have to organize. And we have to reach out and educate our neighbors and rise up against this era of tyranny for our people here and our other human citizens abroad. So thank you so much.
All power to the people.
All power to the people.
No war on Iran.
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 Folks, we are here standing against that aggression in Iran because, as Malik said, we do not. Thank you, This is about us. If they really think all that $2 here in the States, and we have people we have people in need, we have broken schools, we have all these things here, but what's the first voices across the sea? Thank you, shame! It's unbelievable the priorities that not just this administration has, but previous ones as well. But we have things at home that we need to fix, and we know that this is not a just war. So again, no war on Iran.
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 Not another penny. Not another dollar.
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 No more war and no more slaughter.
No more war and no more slaughter.
Not another penny. Not another dollar.
Not another penny. Not another dollar.
No more war and no more slaughter.
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 Folks, make some noise right here. Make some noise. We want to make some noise. We've got another speaker, a PSL member, and a veteran, Doug, to speak to us. Make some noise for Doug, please. Back it in. Make some noise.
Hey everybody, as Nate said, my name is Doug Long. I'm a member of the Party for Socialism and Liberation, Twin Cities, and I'm also a former captain in the U.S. Army. Today I want to demystify Trump's reasons for initiating this war and the U.S. government's strategy, since they are intentionally trying to confuse us in official statements and social media posts. Iran had no intention of initiating this war, and the U.S. wanted to crush and demoralize the Iranian government by killing Iran's leaders. American forces with Israel's initiated a mass bombing campaign from the air to achieve this goal. But Iran's military command has prepared for a loss of leadership and quickly adapted, enabling its forces to continue fighting. There is growing concern that as the U.S. fails to achieve its goal of a swift end through air attacks, U.S. ground forces will be deployed to invade Iran and topple its government and install a puppet regime. We can't let this happen, and we know how this will go because the U.S. tried to do this in 2003 in Iraq. Members of U.S. Congress on Tuesday confirmed, after a briefing that they received from the White House, that the bombings are insufficient. And with this information, even knowing this information, Congress failed to pass a war powers resolution. Even before a ground invasion, which would result in a heavy human toll for American and Iranian forces and Iranian civilians, American workers are already dying for this billionaire's war. In fact, this war has already killed one Minnesota worker, a soldier, a reservist named Sergeant First Class Nicole Amore. Nicole is the mother of a 4th grader, as well as a high school senior and a native of White Bear Lake in Minnesota. She was only days away from returning to the United States. Just like Nicole's kids deserve to be with their mom, the parents of the 175 girls that were killed at the elementary school in Minab, Iran, should not be burying their children.
Yes.
And knowing all of this, like I said before, knowing all of this, the U.S. Congress failed to enact a war powers resolution to end the U.S. offensive. There are indicators that major Army forces and U.S. military forces are mobilizing to augment the air attack on Iran. Even National Guard troops, which are supposed to respond to disasters on our own soil at home, are already mobilizing or currently deployed in the Middle East, including those from New Hampshire, Virginia, Vermont, Wisconsin, Texas. There are even 250 Minnesota soldiers already in the Middle East. This is unacceptable. Minnesota's National Guard could be next. Just like how Minnesotans flexed our power over the last 3 months against ICE, we can stop this war from going further.
Yes.
Stay in the streets, join an organization, and the Party for Socialism and Liberation is also working with U.S. military veterans to raise our voices and end this war. If you know any guardsmen, soldiers, or other troops, have them call or text us. I'm going to give you my phone number right now. You can take out your phone, write it down. If you know any soldiers, sailors, Marines, airmen, whatever, who are thinking about, how do I get out of the military? How do I refuse illegal orders? Give them my phone number. Again, my name is Doug with the PSL, and my phone number is as follows. 612-470-9810. Again, 612-470-9810. They can contact me, you can call or text me, and I'll let them know and get them in contact with the right people to get them the resources they need if they want to conscientiously object, or if they just want to know their options on how to navigate the situation, because it is extremely stressful, and I know that since I was in the military for quite a long time. All right, I'm going to end us with a chant, so get ready for this. It's a new one. We're fired up, won't take it no more. Money for jobs, not for war.
Money for jobs, not for war.
Fired up, won't take it no more.
Fired up, won't take it no more.
Money for schools, not for war.
Money for schools, not for war.
Money for education, not for war.
Money for education, not for war.
Money for housing, not for war.
Money for housing, not for war.
All right, thank you. Have a great day. Let's stop this war.
Yeah!
Let's give it up for Doug! I want to touch on something Doug said here. International Women's Day is tomorrow. We should acknowledge that wars have a very negative impact on women and children.
Yep.
The violence on women is horrible. The deprivation of food and medicine. It is, how dare the Trump administration claim that this war is beneficial to women in Iran? Shame! The U.S. airstrikes on Iran were targeting a girls' school. 200 civilians were murdered. It is our shame.
Shame!
It is our responsibility as activists and feminists to not only be intersectional, but to be anti-imperialist.
Yes.
To be against U.S. control of other countries, of their sovereignty, and of their resources.
That's right. Yes.
So let's keep that in mind this International Women's Day. Not another penny, not another dollar.
Not another penny, not another dollar.
We won't pay for war and slaughter.
We won't pay for war and slaughter.
Not another penny, not another dollar.
Not another penny, not another dollar.
We won't pay for war no to war. Last weekend, we woke up to the news that the United States government, in conjunction with Israel, bombed a girls' school in Iran. The same way that Israel has targeted and destroyed schools in Gaza over the past few years. The administration has yet to come up with a story that they're all on the same page about. But no matter what they say, we know that this is another war about oil, which is why Venezuela has also been a target. Colonialism and imperialism are pillars of the United States, starting before Trump with democratic and republican ways of life. It is important to understand that the destabilization of countries like Palestine, Cuba, Venezuela, Ecuador, and Iran are all connected to the greater imperialistic agenda of the United States. The U.S. has also regularly been in the Asian continent to determine our people's future and take our natural resources for itself. The majority of Asian Americans living in the United States are here as a direct result of U.S. interference in our home country. That is why I am calling on everybody, but specifically my fellow Asian Americans, to stand up against the U.S. government, because imperialists will never stop. Toppling Iran is just one step closer to the U.S.'s direct confrontation with China. It is no longer enough to simply resist. We must stand together in class solidarity and recognize our collective power within the U.S. empire. To close out, I'm going to lead us in a chant. Occupation is a crime from Iran to Palestine.
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 Thank you.
Absolutely correct analysis here, folks. This is not just an American problem. We are seeing these things across the world. We need international solidarity now. We need folks like you to help us keep the fight up and going, because we know that the billionaire class, the politicians, they have a level of organization that we need to not just meet, but we need to beat. So if you are interested in joining the PSL and continuing, not just accelerating in these streets, but across the country, we have a couple people out here doing outreach. Ella and Alex are in the crowd. If you want to get connected with them, they've got some information from you, because we need you in this fight continuously. Because no war on Iran!
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 Not another penny! Not another dollar!
Not another penny! Not another dollar!
No more war and no more slaughter!
No more war and no more slaughter!
Not another penny! Not another dollar!
Not another penny! Not another dollar!
No more war and no more slaughter!
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 Thank you all, folks. We got one more speaker for you. Give it up for Dr. Christine. A doctor and activist. She's here to speak some words. So you give it up.
I'm Dr. Harb. I'm a queer Palestinian Christian. I'm so glad that we brought up International Women's Day, because there's no way that we can talk about Palestine or Iran without talking about women. We say that we are trying to free women from Islamic regimes in Gaza and Iran, possible when we are propping up systems of power or when we are used as leverage to manufacture consent for slaughter. We say that we are pro-democracy. We are the United States of America, a colony that liberated itself from a British monarchy. But we planned a coup to overthrow an Iranian democracy in 1953 and are now trying to establish a monarchy in Iran for the second time. No matter what the United States and Israel tell you about their intentions to free the Iranian people, we all know that you cannot bomb a country into liberation. And we all know that they don't care who's in charge, as long as Iran's leaders capitulate to imperialist interests. Iran's revolution belongs to its people. But the United States and Israel are orchestrating what is ultimately another coup. This isn't about women or liberation. This is about power. The U.S. has been strangling Iran's economy with illegal sanctions to punish them for pushing back against empire since 1979. These attacks on Iran right now are the perfect opportunity for the U.S. to finally take full control of Iran's oil, as was mentioned before. All of this is illegal, just as illegal as when we bombed Venezuela and kidnapped their president so we could get access for oil. And we know all of this is unprecedented. We know that what Israel wants is to establish itself as the most powerful nuclear force in Southwest Asia in its attempts to expand into Greater Israel. Besides attacking Iran, we must talk about Lebanon. Israel is decimating Lebanon, with Israeli politicians boasting that they plan to turn it into Gaza. Experts have warned us that what we allowed in Gaza will set the standard of what we can do to each other. And look at where we are now. International law has collapsed because these international systems function to prop up the political and economic interests of the imperial West.
That's right.
We now live in a world where legal process and accountability are figments of our imagination. The law does not protect us. But you know what does protect us? We do. We can protect us. We know we can because we just did it when ICE was in our streets and we are still doing it now. Underestimate our power. Do not forget that this country runs on our labor. We decide how the story ends. Ramtia, wife of a fallen Palestinian martyr, once wrote, "Embrace the earth whence you came and melt into the eternity of Palestine so that her soil may be further nourished by the blood of martyrs and heroes. You live because the revolution will live. Let us globalize this revolution. Let us uproot this empire and plant it in its grave so that it may nourish the soil our descendants inherit. And let us ensure that those who have been martyred at the hands of this empire live on in the struggle for our collective liberation." Repeat after me. We the people have the power. 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 Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Christine Hart. Dr. Christine Hart brought up a very good point that the U.S. does not have any right to lecture anyone on democracy or human rights, not when they bombed a children's school, and especially not when ICE was out here kidnapping people and killing protesters in broad daylight. Who keeps us safe?
We keep us safe.
Who keeps us safe?
We keep us safe.
That's right. Not another penny, not another dollar.
Not another penny, not another dollar.
We won't pay for war and slaughter.
We won't pay for war and slaughter.
Not
No war on Iran!
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 Good afternoon, Minneapolis. Thank you so much for being here. As people of conscience, we are mobilizing, not just here in Minneapolis, but also across the state of Minnesota to say no war on Iran. No war. And we have learned from the lessons of history. We remember Vietnam. We remember Iraq. We remember all the times they have lied to us to say that endless war is in our interest. What do we say to that? No. Exactly. We say no. We see through the lies. Who benefits from war? It's the billionaire class who benefits from this war. It is our children, our relatives, and our family members who go overseas to die, not their children. That is exactly why they spread these lies, because they want us to consent to endless war and bloodshed of our own class while their pockets get fatter and fatter and they pay absolutely no price. This war, the trillions of dollars that are going to be spent on this war, the trillions of dollars that Donald Trump is asking to be increased for a budget to bomb children.
Yes.
For a budget to destroy families and ruin lives. Those dollars should be spent here at home. Because we are seeing the gutting of Medicaid. We are seeing the gutting of SNAP. We are seeing the gutting of funding to public schools. This war that is being carried out abroad is also a war on the working class at home. How dare they say that the wealth that we produce as workers should be sent to slaughter children when children in this country go hungry. When children in this country are terrorized and detained and deported by ICE. How dare these politicians ask us to spend the money that we create to spread suffering and bloodshed?
Eat the rich!
Exactly. That is the significance of this anti-war movement. We mobilize not simply because we are people of conscience, but because we understand that since we create all of the wealth in this country, we should be the people who have a say in how it is run. We want money for school. For jobs. For healthcare. Not want money for an endless war. We refuse to pay for a rich man's war. What we need is prosperity at home. And we as the people of Minnesota, we know that we can bring this administration to heel. Kristi Noem was just fired. That would not have happened without us mobilizing in the streets, going on a general strike on the 23rd, going on a general strike on the 30th. It is because we have the power, and we know we have the power to shut down society. Because we make society run.
That's
And that's exactly why we need to continue to mobilize in opposition to this war. This war affects every single one of us. It is our tax dollars who are spent on those bombs. It is our tax dollars that are spent to send our own children overseas to die. So how is it that this administration and this entire system is allowed to make these kinds of decisions and we have no say? This war is so unpopular. Nobody wants this war, and yet we are standing on the precipice of potentially a disastrous global war. But we have also seen that the U.S. war machine can be fought back against. We saw it with Vietnam, when a heroic anti-war movement rose up across the country and swept across
endless war. No to endless conflict in the Middle East, which only happens because they want control over the oil. Because the United States government can't stand to see a single resource-rich country operate independently.
Shame!
Shame indeed.
Shame.
All countries deserve sovereignty. They have the right to determine their own fate. And that's what we are standing up here against. It is not our business. It is not our responsibility to meddle in the affairs of the people of Iran, to meddle in the affairs of any other nation. Whether it's Venezuela, whether it is Cuba, whether it is Syria. It is our responsibility to address the deep issues that face our own people here in the belly of the beast.
More war.
Money for jobs and education.
Money for jobs and education.
Not for war and deportation.
Not for war and deportation.
Money for jobs and education.
Money for jobs and education.
Not for war and deportation.
Not for war and deportation.
Money for jobs and education.
Money for jobs and education.
Not for war and deportation.
Not for war and deportation.
We stand on the precipice of a brand new anti-war movement that can revitalize the sense of conscience in this country that we so deeply need. We know that we stand with the working class across the world. That is who we fight with. We do not fight for billionaires. We refuse to die for their wars.
Powerful words from Naomi here, and we gotta listen to those words, folks, because this fight just starts now. As she was saying, we're on the precipice of another anti-war movement that could really take this administration on. Folks, if you were here in the month of January, did you shut it down on the 23rd? Did you shut it down on the 30th? We have that power, folks, and we can do it again, and we will do it again and again and again until we get justice for those who died, we get fully funded schools, we get free healthcare, and all the other things that we need as a population, not just to survive, but to thrive. Is that right? No war on Iran!
No war on Iran.
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 No more bombing, no more war!
No more bombing, no more war.
No more bombing, no more war!
No more bombing, no more war.
No more bombing, no more war!
No more bombing, no more war.
Folks, we need you in this fight. You are being loud today. We need you to continue staying loud and active in the streets. If you have the ability, join the organization. We have people here, Alex and Ella, doing some outreach that get you plugged in and connected. Because again, we showed them our power in January. We're going to continue showing them our power today and forward. Is that right? When I say these things that need to be handled, you say shut it down, okay? Trump lies.
Shut it down.
Bombing civilians.
Shut it down.
War in Iran.
Shut it down.
Aid to Israel.
Shut it down.
Weapons profits.
Shut it down.
Oil profits.
Shut it down.
Endless war.
Shut it down.
The whole damn system.
Shut it down.
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 Make some noise, folks. Thank you so much. We got another action this Tuesday. I want to let you know, put on by Impact at Amy Klobuchar's office. Program starts at 5, chanting at 4:30. That's Tuesday, March 10th. Again, if you can, show up and show out as much as you can because they need to hear it from us. They won't listen unless we tell them. Is that right? Shut it down.
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 Shut it and Allah, but please keep showing up with us because we need you, Iran needs you, and that's how we're going to make these things happen. Is that right, folks? Thank you so much for coming out here. We hope to see you again very, very soon.